Hey yo, it's time for the playoffs, we the top of the West. We got the home field advantage, time to play at our best. I'm out at Carson, California, kill a piece on the set. Like Joe Belich, the pistolero, put a hole in the net. Yo got bonito when I dribble like I'm Gabriel Peck. Call me Yamane, got defenders out here breaking their neck. And put a curler past the keeper like I'm Pooch on the left. I'm bringing the skill like paint seal, counter attack. I'll put your sheet on next to Garces to defend in the back. Edwin Cerillo, que golazo, give him props on the track. I got a vision like I'm Royce when he's giving a pass. Marky Delgado is my boy, helping out where he can. Put up a typho at the park, show the love that we have. Diego Fagundes on the left when we get to the half. Let's make some changes, let Gaston create a play and retract. When in the game we have possession, but we shouldn't relax. Mauricio Cuevas now and never, time to bring up the stats. We gotta show them what we're made of, take a look at the past. The champion's back, the race to save the price that we have. We ain't stopping till we have another cup in our hand. What? Let's go Galaxy, let's go Galaxy, yeah. Vamos Galaxy, let's go Galaxy, let's go Galaxy, yeah. Vamos Galaxy, la cuna galaxiana, es la voz de LA.
Hello, hola, and buenas, and welcome back to another episode of La Cuna Galaxiana, a podcast always made with love for all you LA Galaxy fans out there, wherever you may be. Thank you so much for coming back and hanging out with us. If this is your first time, we do appreciate it. Man, if you're returning, chat, we love you. Thank you so much for doing what you do. As always, I want to introduce myself. I'm one of your co-hosts today, Rob Halone. You can find my written work at Extra Time Talk and at El Escudero, the LA. You can find me on the interwebs. Today, we're going to take the pod off the pitch a little bit and take a look at what we as Angelinos could be doing to help our communities. Galaxy GM Will Coons has said a couple of different times that he wants not only good footballers on the LA Galaxy, but good men on this team as well. And for me, no one exemplifies this more than LA Galaxy defender Jalen Neal, who will be here to tell us all about how he got started with his community work, his recent appearance in the Players Tribune, which spotlighted Care Closet, one of his pet projects in Long Beach, and how we can all do our part to help our communities going forward. And man, before we get to Jalen Neal, let me go ahead and bring you, as always, my co-host, el yerno guapo y el gitano perdido y el futuro papá de la natita, Ananda Kirana.
Hi, ¿qué tal, papa? Man, I'm just glad that this damn break is like almost over. It's been excruciating, having to go through this break. But no, man, we're here. It's we have football. We have some soccer to look forward to this weekend. 7 days away, guys. 6 more sleeps. Let's get it. We're almost there. But yeah, man, just super stoked to be back with, of course, everyone in the chat. And, we're going to talk to a very special man, The Truth, a little bit later.
La verdad. Yeah, the truth will be here. And, man, I'm excited about it. So why don't you get right into it and hit your housekeeping?
Yeah, let's get through some housekeeping and just light announcements before we get Jalen on here. We'll wait for him to get backstage in a moment. And so, guys, you can always follow me, block me, or stalk me at Ananda Galaxiana, of course. Our handles are both there for all of you watching on YouTube at the moment. And of course, you can always find us on all of your socials at La Cuna Galaxiana is the handle. Pretty simple there. And just, seeing all you guys in chat already. Love you, chat. Thank you for coming back. And, if this is your first time either in the chat or you're listening to this on playback, which we appreciate as well, first of all, welcome. And second of all, if you do like what you're listening to, one of the best ways you're going to support this show is by hitting that subscribe and like button, guys. And of course, if you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know when we have amazing guests on, like the man that we are going to have on just in a few minutes here. And yeah, that's going to be one of the best ways to sort of stay up with the show. Of course, you can always follow us on our socials, like I said, at La Cuna Galaxiana. And of course, guys, we got that horchata fun going. Although it's getting a little cold, Rob, so I'm going with my chai tea these days. And what do you got there, son? What do you got there?
I got a little bit of that Lipton brisk iced tea, because it's a little brisk outside.
Yeah, fair.
So
anyway, I like it. I like the connection. But So, guys, if you do want to support this show, go ahead and go to buymecoffee.com/La Cuna Galaxiana. Of course, again, everyone on YouTube, the web's page there is there on the screen. And of course, Roberto, como siempre, antes de olvidarme, buenos días, tardes o noches. Y bienvenidos a otro capítulo de La Cuna Galaxiana. Is this capítulo 150, Papa? Did I read that right when we were doing the agendas today, like we always do?
It's 151 actually.
Oh, okay. Damn.
So we missed the milestone, but man, it's crazy, man. 150 episodes of this pod. I mean, we always used to joke in the first couple episodes like, oh, we're gonna get canceled soon. I mean, we probably still will get canceled like at any moment. And so hang out with us while you can, because pretty soon at some point this podcast probably won't exist. Damn cancellations. But anyway, yeah, 150 episodes in, man, and it's been a lot of fun. When we started it, we never would have thought like we would have talked to general manager of the LA Galaxy, Will Kuntz. Like we had only dreamed about hearing a Tommy Bogart, like a stash bomb in person live, and it happened for us. I mean, you got to sit with one of your favorite people on earth, Sophie Nicolau. Snaps. I've had some of my personal heroes on with
Joe T, man. Joe Totino, come on. How can you forget the angel on your shoulder?
And then you have a couple of like our queridos, our favorites, like C. Miles and El Profe Alex Reese, and all this to say, it's been a journey. And we love you guys hanging out with us, and thank you so much for doing so. 150 episodes later, we're still loving it, and it's because you guys are bloody awesome, and thanks for hanging out in chat and making it awesome. Honestly, like that whole entire first year when we were doing pre-recorded shows and on to, like, we didn't even know this world existed, and chat, you guys have made it just that much more amazing for us to do this. So thank you. 150 episodes in. Hey, we'll do something special for 200. We promise.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to get to the shoutouts, Papa.
Let's go ahead.
Speaking of Profe Alex.
Yeah, right. So Ananda and Profe Alex, as you guys know, have a little series called Los Gatacticos. I believe this is episode 4 now, Ananda, or is this 5?
Yep. Episode 4, capítulo 4.
So this is peak Vanneyball, guys. So what you saw against Colorado, that 9-1 demolition, that was peak Vanneyball here. And if you've been wondering, what does that even mean? What does Vanneyball look like? Well, catch this episode and you guys will know all about it. They do a lot of work on this. So go ahead and support El Profe Alex and Anandita Kirana. Guys, it's the last day to apply for the Galaxy Fan Council. It's open to literally for another couple hours here. The final Fan Council members will be announced on November 25th when 15 new band council members are going to be taking their spots. Guys, we have a couple of pieces of merch dropping the Galaxy community here. The Royal Quasar hat is available now at the Team LA store. You have Ricky Pooch here showing them off. I really like this one. It's really reminiscent for me of that classic Dodgers hat. So maybe this one becomes a classic as well.
Papa, more merch? Come on. These guys are killing my wallet, man. Gee, stop dropping fire like every single week. It's ridiculous.
Wife is going to divorce me for sure. I mean, it's it's getting harder and harder not to spend the dough. But if you guys are, looking for new fire Galaxy merch, then, you guys don't even have to go that far, because the next blue, white, and gold pop-up is happening on Sunday, December 15th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. That one's going down at Absolution Brewing. We're getting some vendors already here. 12 Threads is, of course, putting this on and going to be there. All your supporter groups are going to be there. Sad Girl Sisters, Wisvela Arte, shout out to him. Man, you guys got to get out there. Moving Silence, I mean, got a couple of Movement Silence pieces, so get out there, guys. Support your independent Galaxy creators, and this is the Christmas edition, so go ahead and hit this one up. Last one before we get to the man of the hour. The reason really we're all here, let's not kid ourselves on. No one's here to listen to us really, but the U.S. men's national team played today. we were speaking about that Galaxy demolition of Colorado. I mean, the U.S. men's national team demolished Jamaica today. It was 4-2, but it really that score line is a lot closer than it seems. I mean, this U.S. men's national team today looked very, very good. It was the second match of the Nations League quarterfinal, and now they move on next year to the semis, not to mention the 2025 Gold Cup as well. Christian Pulisic scored 2 first-half goals in this one. Ricardo El Tren Pepe scored another one in this one, his third game in a row. And Timothy Weah capped it off with the stunning golazo. Ananda, golazo y medio, bro. So anyway, congratulations to the U.S. men's national team. Ananda, again, the reason they're all here. Are you ready?
Not for us, not for us knuckleheads. You know, you guys loved watching two knuckleheads talk about LA Galaxy football, but the real reason why we're all here, boys and girls.
Yeah, no, I mean, guys, personal anecdote. One of my very, very first stories covering this LA Galaxy team was with this gentleman. And like we said, now the reason we're here, we're proud to welcome the Lord of Lakewood. He became the youngest center back to feature for the U.S. men's national team and is considered one of the most promising defensive prospects in the national team setup and MLS. He is as this La Cuna as you can get. This young center back is a product of the Galaxy Academy and played for G2, where he was named Humanitarian of the Year before making his first team debut in 2022. Jalen Christopher Neal has now represented your colors, the blue, white, and gold, and badge 34 times. Please welcome to the show, the truth, la verdad, Jalen Neal. Thank you so much, man, for coming on and hanging with us.
What's up, guys? Appreciate you having me on.
Let's go.
Man, we appreciate your time. Thank you. So you can see Ananda's a fan. I mean, he has you in artwork back there. He has the jersey. So you know he's big rep.
Shout out Godino art, by the way. Shout out Godino, man. Always in the blue, white, and gold.
The same one.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome.
So it looks like you have really good taste for sure. So yeah, man. Before we go forward, we want to take the time to wish your mom, Galaxymom, a happy birthday. I believe that was on Friday. And I trust you guys had a nice day out celebrating that great woman. I mean, how many diamonds did you buy her?
I'm not really at that tax bracket yet, you know. We're still working. We're still working our way out there. But yeah, no, she had a great birthday. It was nice celebrating that. I appreciate you guys.
No problem, man. Well, shout out to Galaxymom. I mean, we're going to be talking a lot about your community work. And I mean, and even just her doing the business all year, giving out tickets to these Galaxy families out here. But chat, say thank you to Jalen Neal for coming on. We've been missing us in chat have been missing LA Galaxy soccer during this long layoff, but we got to see a little bit of soccer today. The U.S. men's national team played today. You're touted as one of the most promising center backs in the national team setup, and have actually the distinction of being the youngest center back to start for the national team. What are your goals in regards to the national team?
I mean, I obviously want to get back to being brought into camps consistently. I mean, that's obviously, I think, a big goal for everyone in the national team pool, to consistently being called into camps. But, you know, not just the camps where it's, you know, the domestic ones like the January camps and the Gold Cups, but, you know, like the Nations League camps and, you know, the ones that hold a lot of weight to it. That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of upside everywhere that you're talked about in this national team pool. So we know you're going to get back there. Well, after the long layoff, 23 days the Galaxies had off, to be exact. You guys now have a date and an opponent, and it's almost here, less than a week away now. What has Greg been like in training? I mean, has he been like a little bit restless because the day is not here? Has he been calm, cool, and collected? What has been preaching to you guys out there?
I mean, we definitely haven't been taking it like it's a 23-day break at all. You know, we haven't been taking it easy in training. Every single training is still intense and, you know, as sharp as it has to be. So, you know, if we're slacking, he'll get on us, you know, ASAP for it. I mean, it's not the time for any of those games. And I think all the players know that. So we've all been super focused in training, training super hard, super intense. I think the most intense we've had this whole year, you know, and to have everyone healthy too. It's like the training sessions have just been so great.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing. I mean, that's something I thought about too, Rob and Jalen, was just, trying to simulate that match intensity. That's probably the hardest part. And so it looks like Greg's really drilling you guys. I'm sure the intensity is going to ramp up even more this week, Jalen. So, can't wait to see you guys on the pitch on Sunday, getting ready and everything. But speaking of sort of a championship, sort of a really, really high level mentality, we had Will Kuntz on recently, Jalen, and he said the Galaxy, this organization was the first to 5. He wants this organization to be the first to 5 more. I think that for me was the highlight quote. I think a lot of people in chat resonated with that as well. That was really, really good to hear. But it's interesting because even though you are, one of the youngest players in the locker room, you're also the longest tenured player in that locker room. So just looking as the seasons progressed, are you feeling, and you and your teammates, are you feeling that something really special is brewing in that locker room? And are you surprised at all by the success of this team, especially given what the public and what the media is saying that is a rebuild year for the Galaxy in year 1?
Well, first off, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I think it was since preseason, to be honest, I knew this team was special. The moves we made in the offseason, not just player-wise, but staff-wise, front office-wise, I knew that, it wasn't just going to be like a normal rebuild year. I knew we were going to have some impact on the league for sure. And to just see that coming into fruition, it's, I mean, like I was talking to someone about it the other day. It's like a dream come true, like coming from like being a fan of the Galaxy and now playing and seeing how much potential we have in this season and how far we can go and how like confident the whole group is, and not like a complacency type of confidence either. It's like a genuine confidence that we can get that 6 star above the badge.
Oh yeah. Well, you answered my next question. Exactly. And it's so funny too, because we named, we titled the thumbnail Quietly Confident. That's how Rob and I have sort of perceived this team all year. You guys are confident, but doing about it in sort of a very, I would say like a quiet confidence way. And I think you just described that, extremely well. But going back to your nickname for a second, well, we have a nickname for you, and that's The Truth. By the way, same as ex-Clipper Paul Pierce, Inglewood, Inglewood High School guy. And well, we were just wondering, did you have any other nicknames growing up, or did Galaxymom use any special names for you?
Not really. I mean, the two that were most commonly used, I mean, Jaybird was like when I was like super, super young. Both my parents would call me that, but everybody just called me Jay all the time. Like it's kind of odd hearing people call me Jalen, just because it's so many people call me Jay. But yeah, just that, keep it simple.
So
Nice.
Do the siblings still call you Jaybird at all?
No. I don't think they ever did. They didn't hold enough weight to call me Jaybird.
They're like, you guys got to earn that one for sure.
Yeah.
Jalen, and at the top, I described how you're pretty much as this de la Cuna as it gets. I mean, even before you were in the academy, I believe like you got hooked up with the Galaxy through like a developmental academy. I mean, then you were in the academy, played for G2. Now you're in the first team. You were obviously a fan before. What does that phrase, this de la Cuna, since birth, what does that phrase and this badge mean to you? Because obviously you defend his colors every week. I mean, you are a professional. This is your job, but like you have that vested interest. So what does this mean to you, rather than like somebody that's, just come in?
Right. I mean, I can quite literally say it's everything to me. I mean, it's kind of been, a staple throughout my whole soccer journey, Galaxy. When I first started playing soccer, the first team I knew was Galaxy. The first player that I really idolized was AJ De La Garza. And then, I looked up to, obviously not really looked up, but, I was just like starstruck by David Beckham and Landon Donovan, Robbie Keane, and all the big names coming to the Galaxy. And it was my hometown club at the end of the day. I would go to games in the pouring rain with the poncho on, double socks, double sweats, all of it. So being one of those fans in the stands and now being able to play on the field, I mean, it's everything to me. I was in some sort of developmental squad before the academy. So from technically club level all the way to the professional level, it's been straight Galaxy for me.
And I did mention a little while ago that one of my first stories for covering the Galaxy was an interview that I did with you in 2021, and Galaxymom was nice enough to send me pictures of you in the academy, and you're absolutely right. I mean, you definitely look like you're 6'7".
Oh my
There you
God.
go, man.
Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah. I mean, and so this is
Too cool.
again. Chat. This man is Desde la Cuna as you can get. And so, but like the statistical odds of like coming up through an academy and then playing for like the second team and then actually making it as a pro, as everyone knows, is very, very small, right? But I know you're like one of the calmest customers out there. But when did you realize, like, okay, my goal is to play for this team, and it's actually doable. Like I can actually make this happen.
Honestly, it wasn't until maybe like 2 years before I signed my my professional contract. Like I want to say going into freshman year of high school, I was actually really close to quitting soccer and trying basketball full time. Because I mean, my family has a big history of basketball. Like my dad played professional and semi-pro in Finland and in the States, and then my brother was playing basketball all of his life. So and I'm pretty good at it myself. So I was gonna try that out, but then ended up sticking with the academy. I was going through some hardships during the academy, like just not getting any playing time, not really feeling like I belonged there. And then things just started going uphill very quick for me. Started getting more playing time in the academy, good performances, and then COVID happened, and that kind of gave a lot of the academy players like a step up the ladder to the second team, giving them a big opportunity. And then that's kind of where I thought this could really take off if I just stay consistent, stay grounded, stay focused, and just try to improve 1% every day. So yeah, like maybe to answer your question, 15, 14.
I mean, I'm an old man, and I still lightweight don't know what I want to do with my life, Jalen. So you're an inspiration for sure.
Thank you.
Jalen, one of the questions we always like to ask, people involved in the organization, players, is just who is your who is your LA Galaxy Mount Rushmore? And by the way, it could be on or off the pitch. Rob, for example, I don't know if you see it behind him. There's one right there. I don't know if you could see that guy right there. That's on his Mount Rushmore. So yeah, if you had to put a Mount Rushmore together, who would it be?
Okay. How many are on Mount Rushmore again?
4.
We got
4. Okay. I'll have to put Kobe Jones on there. Kobe Jones. Got to put Bex. There's a lot of options, I feel like. Who else am I gonna? I'll say Bruce Arena.
Nice.
Ooh, nice one.
Good one.
Yep.
And then I guess I'll have to go Landon Donovan.
Right. That's a very strong Mount Rushmore right there.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was like so many other options as well.
It's not.
It's
so many. You could put Cosmo up there if you wanted. I've heard some people put Cosmo. Yeah, exactly.
When people ask me, I say, okay, well, on field or off field. So really, we did you a disservice. We should have given you like both. But I want to ask, kind of like get like a better sense of like the locker room, right? And like I said, you seem like, and even way back in 2021 when we spoke, you're just always calm, always very level-headed. Greg has said you have incredible poise, right? So I feel like you would be a good judge of character and a good judge of what these questions are, right? So we usually play something on here called word association, right? But today we're going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to give you a couple of rapid fire questions about your Galaxy teammates, right? Okay. So I'm just going to ask you the question, and first teammate that pops into your head. So,
okay, cool.
Biggest joker.
Gaston,
huh? Okay.
Caceres. Sorry.
Wow, Martin. I didn't know that about you. Right on. Yeah. First one you would call, if your car broke down and you needed a ride to training?
Edwin Cedillo, because we live literally across the street.
Well, that works out really
Yeah.
well.
That's a good one, Rob. That's a good one. I like that one.
Who sleeps the most on away trips, like on the plane and stuff?
Ooh, who am I always seeing asleep? Oh, Maya Yoshida.
Okay,
The grandfather, right?
that tracks. That tracks.
I think he gets
Right.
excited for the plane rides just to sleep.
Fair.
He's like, just get me to the plane. I want to knock out.
Yeah.
Who has the best pregame superstition?
Pre-game superstition? Ooh. To be honest, I don't know anybody's pre-game superstitions. Yeah, I couldn't really answer that. Nothing crazy goes on in the locker room though. I can tell you that.
Not like Major League where you have like Serrano with Jobu and stuff like that. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Who's the team DJ?
That's a hard question. It changes a lot. On game day, we have a set game day playlist. That's just like everyone's music you can add to the playlist.
Nice.
But like on training days, like in the gym after training, it could be me, it could be Cuevas, it could be Cedillo, it could be any of the coaches. Yeah, it's a lot of people.
You mentioned Edwin a couple times, and I've been in press conferences when he's come in with some drip, and I've had to pause my question and let him know, Edwin, that's some serious drip. That's a fit and a half.
Right.
So I guess my question for you is he the best dresser, or if not, who's the best dresser?
I think the best dress, it would have to be a 4-way tie between me, Edwin, Choco, and Tucker.
All right.
All
Let's say
right.
that.
Four-way tie. All right, I like it.
Yeah.
Biggest gamer.
Oh, I don't game myself, but I hear them talking about it all the time. I would have to say the Serbians, Novak and Dejan.
Yeah,
And
Dejan's
I
always
think-
on the stream.
I think
Yeah.
Diego's a gamer too.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a couple people in chat that was in day on stream the other day. Yeah, so that tracks. That definitely
he
tracks for
streams
sure.
too, huh?
Yeah,
Yes.
that tracks.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
How about best dancer?
Ooh, best dancer. If it's anything in English, I would say me.
Right on.
Anything in Spanish, I'm not sure. I've seen Ricky dance pretty well. I've seen Gaston dance pretty well. Martin, Emmy, all of them can pretty much dance.
I'm gonna hit you with two more. Who's always in the gym?
Ooh, I'll give credit to one person, Maya. Always.
Yeah.
Sleeps the most and always in the
And-
gym. Maybe
hey,
that's why he's got to get
That
sleep,
tracks
right?
too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my last one here: who is the future coach? Who's going to be a future marvelous coach out there in the world?
Ooh, good question. I would say Maya, but I know he doesn't want to coach. I would have to say Marco Royce.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Amazing vision on the field. That tracks for sure.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
you? Yeah.
Rob, those are good questions, man. I didn't even see that in the agenda. Good job, man. Anyways,
That's what I do.
Jalen, we are going to go into the community questions in just a second, but before that, just one last one about looking back at the season. So recently we had Fox Sports and Apple TV analyst Christian Miles on, who said there was a lot of special chapters that were written by the team this season. This is also a season, by the way, where you were named to the 22 under 22. So if you look back at your season, what do you think? Which was the most special or the most memorable chapter? And do you have a proudest achievement either on or off the pitch if you look back at your own personal season?
I would say overcoming 2 surgeries. That was easily my proudest moment of the season. Like I had gone from never really having a big injury like that to, being out for 7 months and not expecting to be out for 7 months either. It was kind of a case where I was out for like 3.5 and then thought I was coming back. And then, I was excited for preseason and all that, excited for the new season. And then ended up getting hurt again for another, substantial portion of the season. But I would say just being able to come back and being able to play again at 100%, not to feel any pain anymore. Because, the pain after my second surgery was just unbearable. Like getting back on the field, couldn't even pass the ball, change direction. It was crazy. But I would say the first portion when I started getting back into rhythm, into games for sure.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good to see you back on the pitch. I remember you made your debut in the second half in Austin. We were actually at that game, Jalen, and it was really, really nice to see you back on the pitch. So yeah, just glad you're healthy now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling great now.
Great.
Gents, let's take this off the field really quick. The reason we wanted to speak to you initially, Jalen, is because just like I did in that 2021 article, like I wanted to highlight your community work, because while teams and clubs go out of their way to do community work, it's very seldom seen that individual players go out of their way to do this community work, much less one that's your age, right? So, and not only that, but you didn't start your community work just recently. It's something your family has been involved in for quite a while. You've described how Galaxymom raised you in a culture of kindness. Can you remember how you first got involved in any scale, like at any age?
It started from young, just giving any change I had to, homeless outside stores or whatever like that. It started just from a young age, and started building. I think, maybe the more clothes I got, the more I wanted to give away. And then that's when I started to, donate clothes, and then started getting with care closet and kind of seeing the bigger scale of things, how big of an impact you're able to make and how big the problem is as well. And then that's when I really started to, think a little bigger and, think bigger clothing drives, going out, handing out waters, things like that, kind of thinking, a little more outside the box, so sleeping bags in the cold weather, just kind of changing it up season by season, kind of thinking, what necessities might the homeless be needing.
You've been going pretty heavy since at least 2022, and there was a pet project that you had in development for a little while. Obviously, the pandemic did not help, and then you finally were able to open the Palms Park mini pitch in Lakewood. Tell us kind of a little bit about that struggle, what it means to you to be able to uplift that community in your hometown. And we're looking at this picture right here, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential future soccer stars out there.
Yeah, and one of them is actually my little brother.
Hey.
The bib right in the front.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but no, it was great to see, and it was such a surreal moment, kind of opening up and seeing it come to life, seeing like a vision of mine that I had from when I was a kid come to life in a city I can call home. It's amazing to see, and like still to this day, I'm friends with a guy that runs like a pickup league there, maybe 3 nights a week. I've gone a couple times out to just watch, support. But then, I've just, drove up to the court, maybe a few times, and I've seen random kids after school playing soccer there, playing on the basketball courts that also got redone with the mini pitch. So it's just great to have an impact, because especially in that city alone, growing up, there were never any futsal courts or really any soccer fields. It was very limited. So to bring that to the community was a dream.
Oh man, that must be amazing, driving by and just seeing the kids out there and smiling and having fun, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
Shout out Duke Givens, because this next question is all about Care Closet. You wrote an amazing article on the Players Tribune. Shout out, by the way. I didn't know you. I know you had game on the pitch. I didn't know you had game with the pen as well. Shout out.
Really good article.
So you wrote about going through Skid Row and how disheartening, but illuminating and galvanizing it was for you to kind of like not even like spur your efforts forward, but just like kind of like reinvigorate you towards this work, which is, let's be honest, like never done, and so the impetus is to like, I did a little bit and that's enough, right? You're not like that. You've been helping out Care Closet for a while. Through your efforts, they've made great strides. So please, let us know how people can get in touch with Care Closet, or how they can help out Care Closet, and what they do.
So I mean, as far as connecting with Care Closet, I think Duke mostly goes by email. To be honest, it's not a big like they don't put themselves out there that much. So it's, I wouldn't say private, but a little more low key, I would say. But basically, they're a nonprofit organization based out in Long Beach that support and also give work to the homeless. So the same homeless that they're helping out, that they're giving water to, that they're providing with maybe sleeping bags and necessities and whatever they may need, they also give them work to do as well. And basically, the premise behind that is kind of, if they can fix up the motivation to help out and fix their community, hopefully that gives them the motivation to fix themselves as well. So they're kind of trying to spread a positive message and the act of working and spreading love to the community. And
for all these kids out there that go to see you play, seeing you do this kind of work is obviously inspirational to them, and kind of gives them a, hey, maybe I can do that too in the future. If someone wants to get involved, but they don't really know how, do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, I mean, it's super easy. Any way you're willing to help someone is a way to get involved, whether that's a conversation. I mean, it's not even giving stuff all the time. Maybe someone just needs a conversation, someone to talk to. Maybe someone needs to feel a genuine connection with someone, once in a while. I know a lot of people experiencing homelessness. I mean, we all do it, everybody has their own things that's going on in their everyday lives. So we tend to just, focus on ourselves, eternalize everything, and, go on about our day. And, the people on the sidewalks and on the streets, maybe they just need someone to feel a genuine connection with. So just something as simple as that, or, like handing out waters, giving out food, little things like that can really get you started within the community.
Jalen, we only have a couple more for you because we know your time is valuable. Plus, you're being so gracious with your time, so thank you so much. Do you have any pet projects or any projects in the works right now that you're willing to let us know about?
I wouldn't say anything big, but I'm planning on doing a clothing drive and like a present drive for this Christmas coming up. And then also I'm doing another tournament at my mini pitch coming closer to Christmas time. So I did one last year, but that was only with one age group, and now it's going to be 3 different age groups.
Guys, you heard it here first. Watch out for those announcements out in Lakewood. Jalen, my wife is in chat, and she will kill me if I don't ask you about this Purina thing that you guys did, and in which you had an adorable puppy all over you, right? She's like, you better ask him if he kept the dog. I will. Speaking of the dog, I will sleep in the doghouse if I didn't ask that question. So I had to.
Okay, I didn't get the dog, but I did get something else. One second.
Oh. No way. Exclusive, guys. Exclusive.
I did get a kitten.
We love it. Does the kitty have a name?
Yeah, his name's BUBBS.
Oh, BUBBS. Chat world, meet BUBBS. Jalen Neal's son. That's awesome. I'm so glad that she made me ask that question. Thank you, baby. So last one for you. Because you have a game here after a long time here on Sunday. Something we've noticed this year between the team and the fans is that reconnection, that falling back in love with each other, if you will. This team is undefeated at home. Do you have a closing message to these LA Galaxy fans ahead of this Sunday semifinal?
I mean, let's just keep pushing together. This is all one family. We can't do it without you guys. We're not undefeated. We're undefeated at home for a reason. And, it's not just us. It's, the energy you guys bring, the motivation you guys give us, the adrenaline you guys give us every single game. I mean, you saw it in the LAFC game. I think, part of that comeback was also the fans. They were driving us from, when we were down 2-0 all the way back up to the end. So, let's just keep pushing and go for this title together.
You heard it here, chat. You heard it here, guys. Yep, let's get it.
Chat, I want you to please put your hands together and show some love to Jalen Neal. Jalen, thank you so very much for joining us, shining a spotlight on your community work, telling us a little bit about what this LA Galaxy team is how they're feeling and what you guys are kind of thinking before this Sunday game. Thank you so much. And send the invitation. Whenever you want to come back, we're here.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good luck. Thank you, Jalen. Have a great night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I say this after every time we have a guest on, Ananda, but man, people say don't meet your heroes, don't meet people that are out there, just like quote unquote famous. And I'm here to tell you, like, that's wrong. Everybody that we've had on has been just so nice and amazing. Really quick, I mean, Jalen Neal, class act. We said Galaxymom's birthday was on Friday, and I mean, damn it, if she didn't do a good job with that man right there. Good job. Before we go any further, I'll take this opportunity to shamelessly plug this podcast. Thank you so much if you guys are here in chat and you were a part of that Jalen Neal interview. We appreciate it so much. If this is your first time, hey, thank you. We hope you like something that you saw. Please subscribe, hit that like button so we can keep on doing what we're doing. Our commitment to you guys, of course, new or somebody that is in chat just for all the time. I mean, we have a lot of soldiers that are with us every single time, and our commitment to you, man, is that we're going to keep on trying to do our best to bring on, guests like Jalen Neal and Will Coons and
what a class act, Rob. What a class act, right? Like, we've had guys on and we talked about this idea or this theme, and I'm glad, chat, everyone that was in here, everyone that's going to listen to this on playback, I'm just glad that you guys are here sort of seeing sort of inside the trenches, right, inside the minds of these folks. But even Will, when he talks about recruitment and HR, basically, right, like the makeup of this team, we're not signing great athletes on the pitch. We're signing good people, man. And Jalen is good men. And Jalen is a prime example of that. Of course, the guy, heading up the whole ship is a prime example of that. Just class act. I got to process that a little bit, man. Cause that was just, like you kind of talk to these players like 1v1 or sort of in this interview setting. And you realize that these are good people, that they're good men doing really, really good stuff for their communities. And that is something, that's going to leave a long-lasting impression even after they, after their playing careers, after they got off the pitch.
It's something that we always talk about. It's a culture thing, It's like if you have a bunch of, pardon my French, you have a bunch of dickheads in your locker room, people aren't going to go want to play there, But if you have a bunch of good men in your locker room, people are going to be like, oh, you know what? They look like they have fun in that locker room. They look like they take care of each other in that locker room. I've heard nothing but good things from that locker room. People are going to come want to play in that locker room, and that culture is going to maintain its standard. Scott W., thank you, man. We love you too. Thank you for always being in the chat, man. And like I said, thank you to all you guys for being in the chat.
And just going off what you said real quick before we get to the sort of the last segment to wrap up the show is because of that, Rob, that there shouldn't be a surprise that we are seeing the success on the pitch so early, right? Like that doesn't happen without that good chemistry, that bond, whatever, that energy, that positive energy. And it's not blind positivity, right? It's like, graft and work. And Jalen talked about it. Greg's on them, right? Greg's already on them because he knows a drop in concentration and drop in the levels can mean disaster for this team. We do not want a repeat in Houston. Which, by the way, is a good segue to, what we're going to kind of preach here a little bit in sort of the last 10, 15 minutes of the show. But I got to process that one for a little bit. But thank you, chat, for hanging out with us, man. That was, like Anthony Martinez says, that was a vibe for sure. And thank you, Jalen, as well.
Nanda, the one thing that I took away from this is like very anecdotal, right? Because I've been dealing with this back issue that I had for like 2 weeks, right? For those of you that don't know, Ananda and I play every Saturday in a pickup match. I'm trying to hold on to the glory years. Ananda actually still plays a little bit, but a couple of weeks ago, I pulled my back. And it didn't really even feel it until a couple of days later, and I literally could not move. Ananda knows this. I was at his house, and I couldn't even sit down, couldn't even get comfortable, right? So I started thinking when Jalen was talking about his injury, he said, what was his proudest moment, coming back from those 2 surgeries?
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't even have a surgery. My thing was muscular, right? And this cat had a couple of surgeries. He overcame a 7-month injury in which he described to us as the pain as unbearable, right? So you have this young cat that is dealing with this surgery, dealing with this pain, and the mentality, like the fortitude to come back from that is massive. So you know what, like I can only, like I said, this is very anecdotal. Man, I haven't played since I pulled my back, and it was like a very minor thing. Now this cat had 2 surgeries, and 7 months later he's out there and he's kicking butt, and again he's one of the most promising center backs in the national team pool.
And that makes me happy because, like we always say, this pod isn't for us. Like we love doing the service for you guys. And I'm just happy that now we're giving you so much insight, right, into the minds of the GM, the players, right, what they're thinking, what they're going through, because they're humans, right? They have ups and downs just like all of us. And so it's nice to sort of see that in real time so that you kind of understand, like, when we do see maybe a play that we don't like seeing or something happens during the game, we kind of have that sort of balanced sort of position to say, okay, like, you put things in context and perspective. And so again, man, just grateful that we had that opportunity. And man, that was great.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Thank you once again to Jalen Neal. And you guys saw the exclusive. You guys met BUBBS. Shout out to BUBBS. And long may the young king reign of the Neal household. But yeah, guys, there's still a match on Sunday.
Is there already?
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah, I mean, after what, you thought the season was over? No, it's just been 23 days. Guys, we will bring you an official preview on Thursday, but there was just a couple of things that we wanted to talk about, because Ananda and I, like I mentioned, we play soccer together, and we pretty much talk every day about this Galaxy team. Ananda knows that I'm the worrier of the 2 of us. Anthony Martinez says, and Adila Francis said, yes, that's happening on Sunday as well. So y'all be there and be rocking out. You and I, of course, everybody be rocking out. But anyway, guys, Ananda knows I'm the worrier, and I've been telling him that I've been worried about a couple of things. I mean, now we're just 6 days away from the conference semifinals, and it'd be fair to say that the optimism amongst all you guys, amongst Galaxy Twitter, amongst the socials, is high. I mean, this is the most feel good I've felt like the Galaxy sphere in a while. Like, no hay bronca, nada se quiere dar chingadazos, no hay pedo, no hay. It's been nice, right? And most, if not all, Galaxy fans think that the Galaxy has this next game against Minnesota in the bag. But if there's one thing we've learned from these playoffs so far, it's that favorites are falling fast. And one of the things that always kind of puts me on pause with this Galaxy team is that sometimes when they should get the win on paper, that's when it hasn't happened, like against Chicago or against Austin. Point being, conditions are right for the dreaded phrase that I'm not going to say, but you guys know that it rhymes with the rap meme. But yeah, I'm not gonna say the phrase, but yeah. Ananda, in a moment, I'm gonna tell you the things that worry me about this game. Chat, if there's anything on your mind about this game, if there's anything that's worrying you,
sound off, chat.
Aquí es la hora. Go ahead and drop it in chat. Let us know, like, dang, like I know they're gonna win, or I feel like they're gonna win, but this is kind of bugging me. This is keeping me up at night. I know that there's a couple things keeping me up at night. So if there is one thing or anything, let us know in chat. Go ahead and let us know. I'm dying to know, because like I said, I know that I am not the only one. Is there anything for you, Ananda, that's been keeping you up?
Well, there are a couple things on both sides. I think the biggest thing, because I've thought about this, the biggest thing for me is the layoff. That's the number one thing. I don't know how we're going to start off the gates, right? Because we've shown that we're a very, very high-powered offense, and I think the layoff is the thing that's getting me worried. But as the week progresses on, I heard Josh just before this on his corner of the galaxy, say that there might be rain in the forecast. There might be rain in the forecast, Papa. So, there's a couple of other things that we don't know yet, and we'll see throughout the week how things progress. Of course, we'll bring you all the latest on Thursday's preview. I know, Rob, you're going to try to make it out to sort of press availability on Thursday, I believe it's slated for. So that's the biggest thing for me right now. There are definitely a few more things, but I kind of want to leave that for the preview. We might touch on it a little bit, but if you ask me what's the number one thing, it's just that. It's the thing I asked about Jalen, I asked you for Jalen, which is this idea of trying to replicate match intensity in your practices. You really can't, right? That's the problem. You really can't, because and especially like, what happens if you ramp up the intensity and players get injured, like, from an accident, stuff like that. Stuff happens in training sometimes, right? So, but look, I have full faith in Greg and the staff for how to prepare, but that's the number one thing for me, man, is just the layoff.
Yeah, the layoff has been massive. You actually let me know that MLS Cup odds now are down from plus 350 at the start of the tournament to now plus 275.
Yep.
Of course, Galaxy are really turning it on when they need to be turning it on. They seem to be getting better as these last couple games, in these last couple games, coming off that 9-1 aggregate pummeling of Colorado. Obviously, good news for them is that they're undefeated at home. You guys heard Jalen. He needs, and the team needs everybody. I mean, everybody needs to be massive, right? And that's why the team's been undefeated at home. So if they want to stay undefeated at home, the 12th man needs to be there. Like we've mentioned, the long layoff has been just not conducive to anybody. I mean, the good thing about this is that Minnesota has gone through the same long layoff. They've had 22 days, while the Galaxy has had 23. Of course, somebody mentioned in chat that Minnesota's a strong defensive team. I think, Anthony Martinez says Minnesota defensively are sound. How sound? Only 2 goals conceded in the last 7 games. They have an informed keeper at the moment who just came off 2 real big penalty shootout wins.
Yeah,
that team has not lost in 7 matches, Ananda. They do better on the road than they do at home, and they earned more points on the road. I mean, tied for best road record in the West during this season. So if that weren't enough, I mean, they're playing so free. I mean, they're the underdog. No one expects them to win. They're the heavy underdog. And really all the pressure is on the G's, right? So like you mentioned, right, Jalen, like it's all in how this Galaxy team prepares this week. Have they been able to simulate those conditions, game speed? Are they taking Greg's game plan to heart? These are all things that we'll go into a little bit more on Thursday. Anthony Martinez says, I don't think the ring rust will affect us. If anything, gives everyone the proper rest needed to jump back into the other thing.
That's the flip side, right? Is gives our guys a proper rest, especially players like Maya, etc. Marco, right? I mean, there's no more fixture congestion, right? So and we have 3 weeks to prepare for an opponent. That's that, again, there is always a flip side to this, but again, it's how do you how do you look at this, right? It's sort of your point of view. Do you want to take the pros or the cons? I think there's good arguments on both sides, and look, but the key is, and I think I think this is where this team is going mentality wise. Having that championship mentality is they're pretty much going to take what's given to them, and they will make the best of that situation, right? So this is the situation that they're in. It's up to people like you and I, and chat, and
that's a shot for you, champ.
And everyone on X to debate these things, but the players aren't. The players know what they have to do. They have a game plan that Greg's going to put out for them, and they just have to. Your favorite word, Robert. They have to execute. Right?
Execute.
And that's it. So, I mean, we'll delve into a lot of these things, but I think early doors, That's really sort of the lay of the land, what we're looking at. I'm going to start scouting Minnesota this week, but of course we know, like you said, they're a good defensive team. I'm sure they've got a lot of ways to hurt us. And I think you bring up a really good point, Rob. They are the underdog. All the pressure's on us. We're at home. We're the higher seed. We just pummeled Colorado 9-1. So how do we respond to that? Hopefully, mentality is going to be another thing that we're going to talk about on Thursday's preview for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we will, like Ananda said, talk about this match in depth. But I mean, just on face value, I mean, at the digs last time, it like Anthony said, it took a very sexy Cuevas assist to win this match in the dying moments of this game. So, and this was before Minnesota had put together like their really, really good runs. So I mean, they're not a team that's a slouch, right? I mean, and again, I mean, this team did knock the Galaxy out of playoff contention last year. So a lot of that team is still there. I mean, again, I'm not going to say the phrase, but all the conditions are there to make it so. Like I said, we will go ahead and bring you an official in-depth preview on Thursday, guys. Coming up, the Galaxy will face Minnesota United in the MLS Cup Playoff Western Conference semifinal on Sunday, November 24th at 3 p.m. Not to mention media availability is on Thursday. We will go ahead and bring you all the updates from that on Thursday, November 21st at our match preview on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Ananda, you wanted to go ahead and make a note about hosting priorities, right?
Yeah, I think, this is kind of formalities at this point, but just so that you guys know, again, we're not looking past Minnesota, but this would be the host priority for MLS Cup if that were, for the MLS Cup final. Of course, LAFC first because they had the better record during the regular season, and we would be second. So, Rob, again, conceivably, it's very simple. We win these next two games, this game and the Western Conference final, and we should effectively be hosting MLS Cup, which, man, I think I heard that December 7th would be literally to the day, Robert, the 10-year anniversary when we won our last
Look
MLS
at that
Cup.
storyline.
And what a storyline that would be for you to write and, all of your colleagues to write.
I'm writing it right now as we speak. Let's do it.
So, yeah. Yep. That's it.
Somebody mentioned in chat earlier that there is a DJ set by Dylan Francis at this game. The first 20,000 fans receive a playoff towel. And of course, we talked at the top of the show about your Galaxy independent merch creators. So there's a restock on the FU merch, and then there's a restock on the Sworn to Us. Man, just again, your wallet is going to hate you, but
yeah.
You're going to be swagged out. So, I mean, Jalen said that he was in the tie for best dresser. I know he has some of these pieces because we've seen him pictured with them. So he's been swagged out. You guys can be swagged out as well. Go ahead and hit those up at the Galaxy store. And then of course you guys can bid on player decorated cleats from the LA Galaxy Foundation, and that always goes to a good cause. And you can write it off in your taxes. So do the right thing. Anandita, do we have anything else to add before we get on out of here?
Oh, I have two things actually, because
okay.
I always try
Don't
to
do it to him.
I always try to leave the last word to chat, and I saw this this comment by Anthony that's interesting because remember he said, let me go back here. He said they got to be the killers like the G's kept talking about in the early part of the season. We use that word a lot. Remember, Robert? Do you guys remember that when the word killer was being used a lot by everyone in the locker room? I don't know, just me, but we got to kill these games early. No hope for them. And that's right. I want to say, who said that recently too? Someone said that we gotta be killers, right? And that goes to your point of execution. Again, we will talk about those things. We will kind of double click on them a little bit more and investigate those things in depth on the Thursday preview. And the last thing I want to say, and I'm going to repeat this again on Thursday, but it's kind of my sentiment too to everyone in chat and everyone listening, but don't take it from me, take it from one of your own, Mr. Gabriel Peck. He says, I count on the presence of the fans because they make a difference with us there on the field. So guys, if you can make it out there, get your tickets. I know. I think Leo, if you're still in the chat, I know you were. Unfortunately, you couldn't make the game, so you were trying to sell your ticket. I know there's a few folks out there that are selling the tickets. So if you don't have a ticket and you still need one, there's a lot of G's out there, and go get yourself a ticket, guys. Try to be in that stadium because Jalen said it. Gabby Peck just said it. You guys make a difference. We all make the difference, and that Diggs has to be a fortress on Sunday, so we can give the G's, that dub.
Nah, bro, ese Diggs tiene que ser una bestia el domingo. It has to be moving. It has to be rocking. You guys
Correcto.
heard it from Jalen. You guys heard it from Gabby Peck. I know a bunch of you guys saw him at his appearance this weekend. So when they tell you directly from their mouths they need you, you have to answer the call. Be that 12th man. We're going to be back with you guys answering the call on Thursday when we're bringing you that match preview for this LA Galaxy game versus Minnesota United on Sunday in the conference semifinals. But until then, I think we only have one thing left to say, Ananda. Well, actually, a few things. One, thank you to Jalen Neal. 2, thank you to Galaxy Comms. 3, Vamos G's. And 4, G's up.
Do yo.